Hello, everybody. It's Adventures with Roxanne, and I'm not quiet this hour because it's my hour to shine. No, I'm just joking. No, but no, I'm going to be crocheting and talking, and I got my friend Joe in the basement. We'll bring him up in just a second. Waiting on your dinner. Well, my dinner's in the oven. It's going to go ding while I'm talking, and I'm just going to let it sit in there. I took a pizza dough I bought last week and used half of it and took the other half out. Put cheese on it with just a little bit of tomato paste. I do not like a lot of red. And then I put cheese. And I cooked sausage yesterday and made gravy and I had leftover sausage. I put that on there and got it in the oven like a pizza. That's what I'm having. And I said, I got ham. I should have put some ham on it, but I didn't. But we're going to bring Joe up tonight. We're just talking about, off the top of my head, back road trips. Have y'all done that before? Welcome.
Thank you. No, so backroad trips, done many of them on occasions when I was younger with my family.
Yeah, see, I don't like getting on the expressway. To get to my mother's house, I can go back roads when my mother's nursing home. I can go back roads, but she's a little further than I want to travel to, and I just don't do it. And so 30 minutes from my house, if I take Highway 78, back road, straight through a town called Carrollton and into Bremen, there is a place called Jellystone Park. It's Yogi Bear, Boo Boo. Boo Boo the bear. Yeah, it's his park. But it's an RV park, but they do have some camping. They have RV, camping, tent, and cabins. And they have a water park. And I looked it up. If I take the dog, it's $95 plus a dog fee. But that's an easy way to get there. Now, if I go the other direction, then I think I can take back roads. I'm not exactly sure. I think I can. To go to, y'all ever heard of Great Wolf Lodge? It's about an hour. And the difference in the places is Great Wolf Lodge, if you pay for their dinners, lunch, and breakfast, you can buy their... Yeah, you can buy their food, and I won't be... if I went to a cabin, cause I got a little small tent, but I'm not tent camping. I haven't put that tent up in, I don't know, but once or twice I bought it. So I would try to figure out, without me having to drive long distance, do I go to Great Wolf Lodge or do I go to Jellystone? I've never been to either one of them. Now, our Great Wolf Lodge is in a little town called Lilburn. Lilburn? Is that it? No, that ain't it. I forget. Starts with L. But anyway, it's not near anything major. That's all you got there is that, plus a little town that's around it. So, then one day I said I would like to take a trip, fly out to the Mall of America. They've got a Great Wolf Lodge close to the Mall of America. So, go spend time at Great Wolf Lodge and then go spend time at the Mall of America would be great. I like to do more than one thing when I'm out there. So, I don't know. And I got Six Flags Over Georgia, but Six Flags Over Georgia is 20 minutes from my house, depending on which way I go. It's just, hey, Carol, I do not ride all those roller coasters. There's only 2 rides I can ride. And the 2 rides that I rode, I won't ride one of them again because I didn't like how halfway through the ride they spin you. And then it's not a roller coaster, but it spins a couple of times. And I said, no, thank you. Why did my cousin put me on this ride?
Yeah, I completely understand that. When I go to our SeaWorld, I don't do any of the rides. I need to look at the animals more than anything. Actually, it's been some times where they've got this thing called Sea Jellies Illuminated, and that was amazing but it did have a little effect on me because autism, of course. That's
Right.
that's flashing lights. It just triggered me a little bit. It wasn't much, but it was just wreaking havoc a little bit with my head,
Yeah.
and so that was amazing. And actually, I've done when I was there in 21, the Penguin Antarctic Adventure. That was amazing. 4 of us, only male in the group. So there was a Mother's Day, me for a belated birthday. I've forgotten the other. It was a mother and daughter for Mother's Day, me, and one other person. Don't know what the other person was. So it was fun. Getting a handful of fish, 6 fish, and a gaggle of hungry penguins. Doesn't last long. Lasts about 10 seconds, and they're all gone. But it was. I tell you what, it was the experience there was fun. I want to do Australia Zoo. That's on the to-do list. We'll probably do that next year with Sean and Alana when we do their New Year's Eve group cruise.
Right.
Their New Year's Eve cruise. I plan to be up in Brisbane a few days beforehand, so I've got a few things I want to do myself solo. What else? New South Wales has got some really, really good country roads you can drive. You can go from, say, I'll use an example. There's a really nice B road that runs from Armidale to the road it's about 160 kilometres long, about 100 miles long from Armidale to the Pacific Highway, which is the main north-south route between Brisbane and Sydney. It's waterfall. It's called the Waterfall Way. Now, you can come along. I've got a photo of one. I'll show you later. I'll send it to you later. There's waterfalls. They come practically down the side of a rock face that's literally on the side of the road. It goes down under the road surface. There's a pipe and follows that pipe down, and then just keeps going down into the valley behind it. And it's like you can start in Armidale and be 35 degrees, and you're sweating like a pig. Pardon the pun. You come into a little place called Dorrigo, and 10 to 12 degrees cooler. That's Celsius. 10 to 12 degrees cooler. You come in at 35, you're there at 23. And it's really, really, it's rainforest. It's East Coast rainforest. And it's like, I don't want to get out, I don't want to leave. But there was a friend of mine from the UK and I doing a road trip in a rented car.
Sharon.
Hey, Sharon. I'm in Australia. Hey, Lisa. I'm actually in Australia.
You're about
East Coast.
You're about 2 hours from Sean and Alana.
Oh yeah. I'm in New South Wales, central New South Wales.
Wow.
Well, when I went down there last year, it was an 11 and a quarter hour coach trip. Was it 11 and a quarter hours? Just let me double check that. Because I'm getting forgetful.
If you drive,
still got the
that's a good ways away. Yeah.
And I've still got the paperwork from that trip. This is all the paperwork from that trip.
You're very
I'm just going to check. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. This one here. So it was, I believe, 11 and a quarter hours. Yeah, 11 and a quarter hours down, 3.5 hour wait for a train, and then up to a friend of mine's place at Marupna. Let me have I've got to grab that out now. I've got to find that and grab that out because I've just got to double check everything because I can't even. See, it's 12 months ago, and I still can't remember half of it.
Yeah.
Where is that? There it is.
Trips that I want to go on. Both places are geared for families and their children.
Yeah.
I don't have a family and children, but they say they're still good for seniors. You know, they can't kick you out if you don't have a kid with you, but it's just,
So, no.
So where do I go, you know?
Yes, so got into Melbourne at 6:15 a.m. Had to get on the train at 9:26. So that's just over 3 hours. Luckily enough, if I wanted to go and have a look around Melbourne, they had lockers in the station I could use at the time. So if I wanted to put my stuff away, like I ended up doing coming home, because I had to check out of my hotel by 10 a.m. So I still had 9 hours to wait before I could get on the coach to come home back to Sydney. So yeah, so that was I stayed around the station. I just went and had something to eat, and we ended up arriving 12:07. So that's just as the lunch peak started. I was lucky enough to get that going, and that was fun. Stopped off in a couple of little places to have because here in Australia you can't. We actually have anyone that drives a heavy vehicle, buses, coaches, trucks, etc. They have to fill in a logbook. They have to have a stop every maximum every 4 hours. They cannot drive any longer than 4 hours without at least a minimum 15-minute break. Then you've got to. So that was Sydney, Yass, Albury, in that order. That was the legs. Sydney to Yass, Yass to Albury, and then straight through to Melbourne.
Wow. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so it was that's where it all added up, and then you've got to stop and pick up and drop off people. There was a young girl I was talking to, waiting for the coach to come around to pick us up to go to Melbourne. She was getting off at I believe it's on there. I'll just check that. Little town called Euroa. I believe Euroa's not on the Sydney to Melbourne route, but I could be wrong. Schedules and timetables. Just got to double check everything, because I don't remember. I don't even remember the coach stopping in Euroa. I must have been asleep, considering I had breakfast at Albury. This was at 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't normally Sydney to Melbourne. That's the one I want. And they were cheap. They're only $65 each way.
Right.
I don't actually remember Euroa being a stop, but I'll just confirm that. Yeah, it is a stop. That would have been the 4:15 a.m. at Euroa, Seymour, Campbellfield, and.
Still have a pet pig.
Oh God, it was a fun trip. See, they're all overnight runs. They're all overnight, and you. So basically, it's an express run with stops at, like, the majority of the stops are what they call on-request stops, where if you've got a passenger to pick up or drop off, they will stop at that stop. Given that each of these, the majority, so the basic ones are your meal breaks or gives you, so yeah, 4 hours and 5 minutes, yes. So legally, he's just over his 4 hours by the time he leaves Sydney for the first break. Then 3 hours to Albury. I'm just looking at, and then all the way to Sydney, all the way to Melbourne, and vice versa. They used to do a day run. I don't know whether they still do the day runs, or is that only on Melbourne to Sydney? Because I don't know whether they were trialling them or they put it on.
I don't know if I could. I can't drive that long, so I don't know if I'd do it.
Yeah, well, you would see the coach would be ideal for you. That's where I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting fatigued out. You are just taking your time. Hang on, the stop's different in each direction. Hang on a minute. Euroa. No, it's the same stop. It's just weird.
In Florida, we have a new. It opened a couple of years ago. It's called the Bright Line, and you can get on. You can get on it at Tampa, I believe, and go all the way to Miami. And a lot of people will fly in and another not they will. It's cheaper to fly in and take the Bright line to Miami sometimes than it is to fly just into Miami.
Yeah. So Melbourne to Adelaide is a day run. There's 2 runs. There's a day run and an overnight run.
Yeah.
Just trying to work all this out. Still 11 hours. However, it's interesting that there's only 1 meal break between Adelaide and Melbourne and Adelaide. That's interesting. See, Victoria's different. You can drive 8 hours on 8 hours without a break. 8.5 hours without a break.
Yeah, Candy's fine. She's down here on the table, under the table.
Oh.
Yeah, she's mad because I get on here and.
No, Lisa, I don't have a pet pig. I wish I did though. It'd be in the. No, I won't say it because he would have. We did have a pig, but he ended up having to be killed because he was the entire male, and if you don't kill them in time, the meat turns bad. If you do kill them later on. So yeah, so we did. We've had cows, we've had pigs, we've had sheep, we've had horses. See, I'm growing up, was never into horses, and now I am. That's a sign of getting older, so to speak. Yeah, 69 Mill Street.
Yeah,
So
another
I'm
one.
just looking at different.
Yeah, another one of my back roads I can take is 278. I can take it south and go all the way to North Carolina to the coast.
Yeah, so that's interesting that they've got the different. They used to do the Sydney day as a day run. I think they gave that one up because it wasn't real successful. The overnight trips are always the big ones with Greyhound, Premier. There's a company called Premier Motor Service, Firefly Express, etc. Especially on the longer runs between Adelaide and Alice Springs. It's about 1,500 k's between the 2 towns.
Right.
So yeah, I'm just looking at something here. I've just got myself.
We have something called a megabus. And
yeah, so this is.
Yeah, it's a big bus. You can go. I can go here to Florida, but I don't know if they go to Ocala. If they go to Ocala, that would be an alternative for me to go down for Darian's meetup.
So this is actually ironic. This is a group of Eagle coaches. The subject vehicle is this one right here, just so people can see. I've got a lot of that one right there.
Right.
So that's that vehicle on the end, the green and gold coloured vehicle on the end, is the one that's the subject of this website, which is where's that other one? Where's that other one? Miral, Narrandera, as most people call it, Narrandera. They pronounce it as it looks. It's a little town called Narrandera. It's like a little town in my area called Canoundra. I had to teach people how to pronounce the place on the last day before our shutdown. It's Canown, C-A-N-O-W-N. Sorry, C-A-N-O-W-I-N-D-R-A.
Canal.
Canoundra. It's pronounced now. Yeah, the town's pronounced Canoundra. People call it Canowindra. It's not. It's Canoundra. It's C-A. It's pronounced C-A-N-O-U-N-D-R-A. The N-O-W-I-N part is pronounced N-O-U-N. It's an Aboriginal word.
Right.
So yeah, it's always interesting that. So I hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's been well this last week. Apart from being just chilled and relaxed, I'll just fix this back up. Yeah, there we go. I live on a property, so we do have animals, and So yeah, animals, horses, cats. We've got a cat. I'll just go and find the little munchkin. See if he's still out here. I'll be right back. No, coffee.
Now all I have is Candy, and she's a handful, so she's a nuisance.
Find him. He's not there. Not where I thought he'd be.
Yeah.
I'll just give him a tap on his bowl. You might hear a bit of loud noise.
But there used to. I think there was a show on years ago. It was on the Food Network, and it was Guy Fieri. He did a backroad trip. Did not even get on the expressway. And I thought,
yeah, those sorts of trips, the foodie trips are the best. On the back roads, you find quaint little places.
oh yeah, there's a great little place if you're ever going out of Atlanta and you're going back roads to go to Orlando, Daytona. Yeah, my husband he didn't like going the expressways. He found this back road. It was through Alma, Georgia.
Oh, you're just who I'm looking for.
And in Alma,
you're just who I'm looking for.
They took the old school. They made this old school into the school annex building. Well, somebody in the town took over the cafeteria, and there is a cafeteria there. You can go eat, and we always stop there, and it's all you can eat restaurant. And the last time we went, my husband said, "I'm not hungry," so I said, "Well, stop and let me get something to eat." So I brought it up back to the car, and he said, "Oh, that looks good." I said, "I knew. I'm glad I brought extra out."
Here's the little munchkin. This is Puss. He adopted us, not the other way around. Didn't you little turkey turd?
Yeah, I showed up on your property and you kept me.
He just showed up. His previous owners moved out of a rental property just up the road and left him. He came down here and thought, this looks like home. And he's been here ever since. So he's been here since about, I believe, 2020. And he's bloody heavy. He's bloody heavy. He's actually, ironically, he's a tomcat, but he's desexed. Aren't you, bud? See, I've learned something with gingers or orange cats. All orange cats are males. They're males, aren't you?
Yeah, we used to have an orange cat.
And this little, yeah, go ahead.
His name was Daffy.
This little guy is my sanity. Between him and our dog, they keep me grounded, don't you, bud? Don't you?
I don't know.
He's one of the most sootiest cats we've ever had. And we've had a couple of ginger. We've had another ginger way before him, but he wasn't desexed. He was still entire. But this little guy, are you quite happy there? He's happy. I've got his head in my hand, and I can feel his fur straight up his windpipe. You are chill, don't dribble. He has a bad habit of dribbling though. When he's totally relaxed, if I put a video up on TikTok. It was one of my very early videos when I first joined TikTok at the start of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I thought I'd join TikTok just for something different, just for something to break the monotony of being through the major part of the pandemic. And I put a video up. He's laying on my chest and he's just got the paws out. He's just started to do that. Oh, that tickled. That did tickle, bud. That did tickle. But no, he's not usually allowed in the house. But he's just here for the minute, just keeping me company. He's getting darker. Just careful on the keyboard, bud. He's just between him, the dog, and the horse. I've got 3 mouths to feed. I fed you, didn't I? Did I feed you earlier? Yeah, I did, didn't I? No, I got up early, get ready I got up at around 6:30 this morning, and I thought I'll go out and feed him. Just rattling food, put his food in his food bowl. He comes running. He thought I had food for him there now. I'm just pulling tufts of hair out that get knotted up a little bit. But this is the... Hang on, I'll just read these comments too while I'm here.
Yeah, he's not a long-haired.
This guy is not. He's really, really... He's really, really, really... That was me, Lisa. I was just rattling a food bowl earlier on. Oh, he's... Just having him here on my lap, I could just chill out. He's my furry relaxation buddy. I just pull that little bit. I've got to give him a brush at a later date too. He's not balding per se, but he gets little tufts of hair that get a little bit knotted up, so I just pluck them out. Drives me bloody batty.
Well, the older they get, the more they want to shed.
Yeah, no, this guy, he's not that old. I don't think he'd be that old, would you, bud? But he's... I'd love to get another Australian cattle dog. I was saying in my my live, I've got an Australian cattle dog breeder just up the way from me, just a bit further out past me. A company called they're called Windy Valley Australian Cattle Dogs, and they do Australian Shepherds too. Due to popular belief, the Australian Shepherd is not an Australian breed.
Right.
I believe that the Australian Shepherd as a breed originated in the United States, if I remember what I read. Or if I really want to go all out, but I know I'm not going to have mine long, is a Bernese Mountain Dog. They don't live to a real old age. I think that 10 is their maximum because of all the medical conditions. I will not buy a dog with a pushed-in nose or a brachycephalic breed. Pugs, Frenchies, any of those breeds. The only way I'll buy a pug is if it's actually been crossed with a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel called a Pugalier. Anything that's a pug that's been designer bred, like a Pugalier, anything with a pug in it, I'll buy one of them, but I will not buy a pug as a standalone breed. Will I, bud?
No, the only dog, I told my husband when he was alive, we only had Dachshunds. He's had Dachshunds and he's had...
Oh, no. Friends, I've got friends with a Dachshund. She's a very... she's turned into their office guard dog. She guards their office, their waiting room, and their departure lounge. They've got a bus and coach company in Dubbo. So yeah, she guards all the communal areas and makes sure people are doing the right thing. I actually looked up. She's got the what did they call her? Hang on. I'll just jump over. I just want to find out what the web designer what they initially called her. I think they called her the office assistant. Just let me. Our company. Meet the Langley's team. That's who I want.
Yeah, my husband had hound dogs when they were growing up because they did a lot of hunting. And he had a mutt, called what we called a Heinz-57 or a mutt. And
yeah, well, we had one of them too.
Yeah, and then one of his friends when he was in the service was going out of the state and couldn't take the dog. And so James said, "Oh, I'll take it." So they brought the dog home. He brought it home to his mom, and they had it about a year. And my husband was going out of the country, and his mom was going to keep it, but I don't know if it died or they gave it to somebody else. But it was a nice German Shepherd. But when I met my husband, he said he had a dog. I said, I've only had one dog in my life, and it only stayed in the house like 2 weeks. And my parents, they said it ran away. No, they got rid of it. My parents didn't like animals.
There she is. That's Molly. She's the office assistant. I told them they need to change that from office assistant to office watchdog.
Yeah.
Tongue in cheek. And there's the workshop assistant, the workshop, the office dog, and the workshop dog. They all have their own roles.
Yeah.
That's this is friends. This is the where are we? I've got to go back to the top here and just go and have. I've got to have a look at something here while I think of it. You are a beautiful little kitty cat. I've just got to change my camera back here. Just bear with
But
me.
you know, I told my husband that any dog that stood taller than I am, it's not coming in the house.
Yeah, no, I if I do get another dog, it's either going to be one of them or it's going to be a greyhound, retired racing greyhound.
Yeah.
Breeder, yeah, that's the one I want to. Oh, I just want
One
to see
of
if there's
my
been.
daughter's ex-boyfriend, my nephew had this dog, and he really couldn't keep it where they wanted the place he lived in and said you can't keep it. So my daughter's ex-boyfriend said, I'll take it. He took it
Yeah,
up there with him, and he said, I gotta fatten it up. It's really skinny. Well, he gave it high fat food. Well, the dog never would gain weight. And he said something wrong. So he went to the vet, and the vet said there's nothing wrong with this dog. Well, and then we didn't know what kind of breed it was. And I was watching the Westminster Abbey Dog Show, and they had this dog on there. I said it was called a Whippet. I said that's his dog. So cause I don't know why the vet didn't know. Well, I guess all vets don't know every breed of dog.
no,
No. So
it's
yeah, he took
yeah.
that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he said, oh, so he looked up Whippet, and that was his dog breed. But he got calls from the neighbors that called the police and said, this neighbor of ours just got this dog and it's so skinny. Well, he'd already went to the vet and told the vet that and the vet looked it up, and said, yep, that's what you have and all this. And so the vet had to give him a legal letter saying that the dog is supposed to be skinny. That's the way they were bred. They're not going to
Yeah,
gain weight. And so he left it on his door for the police. I got called 2 or 3 times, and the police finally said, "There's nothing wrong with the dog. It's just the breed of dog."
yeah. It's the breed. It's the specific breed.
Yeah.
Aren't you beautiful?
So now it was a tall dog, and I said, "I'm
They
not."
are. They're very similar in build to a greyhound,
Yeah.
but they're not. Oh, I'll just read this comment out here. Dogs are cute, but you don't want to see my girl. She's about 60, 70 pounds, wringing wet.
Yeah.
She's about 70 pounds, wringing wet. But this cat, I love him. I love this cat. And to be honest, if I'm going to say this, I'll be lost without him when he does go. I'll be lost without you. You know that. He knows it too.
Well,
I can come home from work. I can be down in the dumps. I can go to either this one or the dog, and I can just have a hug with either. I can have a hug with either of them, and I'll just be so calm.
I know. My Candy, for the last couple of months or so, when I get up out of bed, because she sleeps with me, she wants to give me a hug. And I say, wait till I get my day clothes on, before you give me a hug. And she'll sit there and just look at me when I get a hug. She jumps up on me and puts her paws up here like, hey, Mom, And that's just something cute.
You're okay.
So when she's gone, I said, I don't think I'll get another dog because I want to travel more. And $35 a night is cheap for boarding a dog. But when you're on a 7-day cruise or an 8-day cruise, or you want
it all adds up.
It adds up. And the vet bill, this was like $300 this year, to get her shots. And I said, that's $300 and $300 I can save for me. But I don't want knock on wood. I know she's 12 years old, be 13 in September. So the longest one we have.
No. Well, my girl will be 13 this year. She's getting a bit slow.
Yeah.
Took her for a walk the other day down to check the mail. We get mail 3 days a week, and she was a bit slow then, and she's getting slow now. Aren't you?
So they don't deliver mail every day in your
Where I am, where I am, we get it 3 days a week. In town, they do it every day, Monday to Friday, but
yeah.
out in the rural areas, either Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday and Thursday. Just depends on where you are.
As long as you're, I guess, the companies that you have to bill, if you get your bills in the mail, they know that you don't get it, so
Yeah,
often.
no, they tend to. You're gone. Thank you for the hug. Yeah, they tend to take that into account. But 90% of the bills we get a email. That just reminds me, I have to have a look at something after. I want to have a look at how this our electricity bill is broken this time, because they've changed everything around. We've got a 12% increase coming in at the start of in about 2 or 3 days' time. Actually, 3 days. Yeah, 28, 29, 30. Yeah, Tuesday this week we're getting a increase. I've just got to have a look at something. I think. Oh, I know. Oh yeah, these photos. 39.
Back to the back road stuff. I just wanted to
Yeah,
know.
we'll get back to what we.
Yeah, has anybody been to Great Wolf Lodge? Any of them? There's a new one in Florida, and if my daughter would let my grandson go, I would fly to Florida and would go down there.
Trying to find. Just bear with me. I'm trying to find some photos.
Well, I looked
I
up
had
yesterday.
photos.
I looked up yesterday the closest cruise port to me, and it's in Mobile, Alabama. 4.5 hour drive, it says.
Well, the closest one for me would be the International Cruise Terminal in Sydney.
Right.
However, with Sean and Alana's cruise, I've got to go to Brisbane, so it'll be out of the port of Brisbane.
Okay.
But in saying that, it's no trouble with that. I'm trying to find something.
Yeah, but I hear a lot of people they like going. They go to Florida, but I did not realize that there was one going out of Mobile. And the next closest to Mobile is about another hour away. Is Louisiana. And Louisiana.
We're Ronnie and that are.
Yeah, I want to go to Louisiana and fly and take a cruise on the Valor.
Oh, nice.
Well, I like the cruise director. He's on the Valor.
Oh, bless. I suppose when you get to know the cruise directors, you know where they are at any given time. Yeah, so I was going to mention something the other day, and I'm going to do that right now. This will come in handy when I'm cruising.
Yeah, the lanyards. I've got plenty of those.
No, this is actually this one here is a special one. This is the Hidden Disabilities lanyard.
Oh.
So this is the sunflower lanyard for the Hidden Disabilities program. So if you're travelling somewhere and the people are trained in it, Transport for New South Wales are all trained in it, regardless of whether you're going with them on a train or a coach. That's just our land phone ringing. I think I've just got to go and find out who it is for Mum. We'll see who it is.
Yeah.
I'll just tell her who it is.
But I had such a good time on the Carnival Breeze. And now he's on
Yeah, that's just one of our neighbours. It's all good. Our neighbour from 3 doors up.
I haven't got brave enough to go more than 2 hours away from the house.
Yeah, so no, this is actually this will be a godsend. I've actually I've got a couple of hidden disabilities that I will use this for when I'm on Sean and Alana's cruise. I'll have this on anyway, instead of the Carnival lanyard. I've decided I'll wear this one instead because I've already declared my autism 2 carnival. They've given me the paperwork for it, so I'll wear this just to reconfirm it. I'm just trying to find some photos. I've got them here somewhere. I know they're here somewhere.
Is anyone on here know if Carnival Cruise Addicts is doing a match game tonight, or is he?
I don't know. Scott's away.
Okay, he's away.
He's currently away at the moment, so
is he on a cruise?
I believe they are. But I could be wrong.
Okay, then there won't probably be any match game tonight.
There those. I've just found the photos I'm looking for in the wrong cubby hole in my office, in my desk, in the wrong cubby hole. Pulling stuff out of one cubby hole, it's in the wrong one. What's this one? What's this set? Oh. See, I print photos off at one of our local office supply stores, and it's actually cheaper to do it that way than print them yourself. Because by the time you factor in the paper's not cheap. I think when I bought packs of proper photo paper, they were like $10 or $12 for a 24 sheet pack in 4x6. Just trying to find a particular set of photos. I've been diagnosed with BSA. That one I did like. I've been diagnosed with BSA, beach separation anxiety. That was so true. I'm just trying to find a particular photo. Nope, that's not in that. It's not in that set. Must be in the other set. Must be in this larger set because I always. Yeah, it's in this set. These are in this set. Those photos the more important photos are in this set. Right. No, yeah. No, that one there. Yeah, they're in that set. I don't want to lose that set, that's all. I don't lose that set, that's all. There's a important reason for that set there. What was that? 2018, 20. I'll just write on there on the front here. They've got a little white section for the subjects. I'll just write on there what they are. I'll just write the printing date and the subjects on there. Just take the printing date from the 21st of the 11th.
But there's also another place that's in our town, but I've never been to it. It's I can't even think. I had the name earlier. Foxhall. It's called Foxhall. It's over by where I used to live. It's a big area. They've got a lake. They've got a hotel. They've got a pool, hot tub, fishing. But to go and stay there, it's a getaway. You know, you're outside of Atlanta. It's a getaway. Yep. It's $300 a night.
Yeah.
That seems like that's US dollars, and that seems like a lot. So the last time I looked up Great Wolf Lodge, I could go for around $95. And if I go to Yellowstone, Jellystone, where Boo is, it was $95 if I take the dog. So I said, the one in town, I'm 20 minutes from the other side of Douglasville. And so, and it's about another 5 or 6 minutes down from where. So I'm just as close to go into the town called Bremen and go to the Jellystone, or I'm an hour to go into the Great Wolf Lodge.
Yep.
And they're cheaper.
Yeah. Understandable.
Yeah, but if I take 78, if you ever want to look it up, take Highway 78. I can go all the way into Alabama.
Oh, nice. So,
Don't
is that highway or Interstate 78?
interstate. I don't go highways. It's the back
Yeah,
roads.
so the interstates. I love the highway system in the United States. Here in Australia, we have A, B, and M for our roads. So an A road is a route of major significance. B routes are your state routes, and M's are for your motorways.
Yeah.
Or your freeways. Just remembering all that. Hang on.
But I don't know. All I know is I call it Highway 78. We have interstate. I don't go interstates. I do not like them.
I'd love to. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
I avoid all the interstates if I can.
Yeah, I'd like to do Interstate 80 in Iowa. It'd be the only interstate I'd love to do. Major interstate that I'd love to do. Go through Walcott, Iowa. Catch up with because the world's biggest truck stop at Walcott. I'd love to go and have a look at that. And the truck museum. There's a truck museum there that a friend of mine's got his truck in there. He's got his 1981 Kenworth K100C Fiat Aerodynes in there. So I want to go and have a look at it one day. One day, if I'm ever over there. No, he donated it to them. He retired the truck. He bought a 07 W900L, and then he ran that for a while until he actually hurt himself and ended up off work till he got a job. He initially drove for a mob out of Des Moines, Iowa, and then he got a job with Gully Transportation out of Quincy, Illinois. Now he's back with Gully's driving as a company driver. He was a lease operator back in that era, back then, but now he's driving company. See, we have that sort of thing in our road transport industry where owner drivers come in and subcontract to the big companies, and the companies pay for your fuel and all that. So yeah, I'm just having a look at something. I've just got to have a look at an itinerary here. So 7:30, 8:30. That'd be a little bit earlier than that, though.
But from my house, I can go back roads to get to South Carolina. I can go back roads to get to Alabama, and go back roads to Tennessee. I don't drive that far, you know.
Tennessee, I love Tennessee. I was talking to some wonderful people on a radio station in Knoxville.
Yeah.
WIVK 107.7. The three guys that I have had a chat with, they do a country music show. They do a breakfast country music show. Yeah. As you can tell, I'm a country music fan, and great people. The Joey and Nancy show on WIVK 107.7. Battle of Laughs. I found them through TikTok. The good old TikTok when you're scrolling through the FYP and you think these guys are fantastic. We have to go and unfollow someone to follow them. So yeah.
Yeah,
that was fun.
There's some interesting things that you can find. And I bet if I Google back roads of Georgia, there used to be a show on the Public Broadcast System channel, and it was all about Georgia. It may still come on, but I don't turn on my TV enough to know. And you're busy doing other things like me. I rarely watch TV. I'm only usually watching TV if I'm with Mum in the lounge room, watching her favourite shows. Like some of her favourite shows are my favourite shows. Game shows like The Chase. There's a game show that's actually here it's called Tipping Point. It's like a trivia show. It's like a game show where you've got to answer questions to get tokens,
and each token is worth a monetary amount. £200 in the £50 in the UK, $100 in Australia, and the objective is to, if you're doing your initial rounds, the objective is to be the highest scorer or scorers, depending on the round, to advance through to the next round. So each time, the first round there's 3 people. By the end of that first round, first and second round, they knock out a person. The person with the lowest amount is eliminated. The second round is what they call head-to-head, which is with 2 people. The person with the lowest score eliminated. And the last person standing goes through to play for a monetary £10,000, 20,000 Australian dollars, depending on what you're watching.
Yeah.
Then there's the chase. It's a barrel of laughs a minute. Sometimes when your hosts sort of forget what they're meant to be talking about. And so this is it's 4 people playing a chaser. So they build their money up. So what happens is they build their money up. They can say, right, this is what is going to happen, and they will play the chaser. They can elect to go low, meet their offer, what they've earned, or a high offer. If they go the high offer, they're one step closer to the chaser. If they go the low offer, they're one step closer to the bank. And if they go the middle offer, that's 5 steps to home. There are some good people on that game. On that show, let me tell you. There's the UK one, the host there, Brad Walsh. He is barrel last minute when he gets a question that he absolutely has to read, that it doesn't make sense. Like some of the answers. One of the questions was, who is the cartoon character Andy Cap known as in German? I believe it was the question. And when he read out the answers, and as soon as you see the question, you know he's going to lose. He's going to lose it. He's going to lose it. And it's like, no, he's gone. Fenny Schmeller. What sport does Fenny Schmeller? There was another one. It was about Fenny Schmeller, skier, German cross-country skier.
Right.
The minute he said her surname, you can just see his face. He's just contorted. You know he's going to crack. That was that chaser there really snapped him. He got him good because the player had gone for the high offer. It was £100,000. He took the high offer, and it's like the chaser's like, pull yourself together. There's $100,000 at stake here, was his exact words. And it's like, kind of just getting to calm down and just regain his composure. And it's like, what else? There's other things. There's other shows that I like. Like I'm a big fan of a few Canadian shows. Cooking. Oh, don't tease me. Don't tease me with cooking. There's a channel here in Australia called on our equivalent to the PBS, which is, we have what's known as a special broadcasting service, or SBS. That's on. They've got a dedicated food channel, and a lot of the Food Network stuff comes over to that channel.
Right.
Guy Fieri, Gordon Ramsay, and we've got a few good cooks that show their wares as well. MasterChef. What was the other cooking show?
There was a British
we have
one I liked to watch. It used to come on.
Yeah.
It didn't come on. It came on when you had that little plug you could put into the TV and you don't have to pay for cable. It was the free channels, and and there was a British one. My neighbor watched it, and I said that was interesting.
They are, and a lot of those cooking shows, you watch them and you think, how the hell are they making this food from these simple ingredients like butter chicken from scratch? And it's like, the key ingredients chicken and butter, but the rest of it you just got to find. Like most of the Indian, like true Indian spices, you can't buy them just off the shelf of the supermarket. At a grocery store, you just got to find places to buy them.
Yeah.
That's where I'm really impressed. And you think, you are kidding me? You've just made this whole meal from scratch, naan bread, the base meal itself, and everything else under the sun. I've just got to remember. Just reminded me of there's a place that in one of our local little shopping precincts that's it's Indian. They do shawarmas, they do kebabs. In Australia, we have what's known as a halal snack pack, which is fries, kebab meat of your choosing, whether you want doner, chicken, or mixed, cheese, and up to 2 sauces.
Yeah.
That is in itself a meal in itself. You can't go wrong with a halal snack pack after a good night out on the town with drinking, like going pub crawling, like a friend of mine and I did at the start of this month. About 4 weeks ago, a friend of mine and I, we went pub crawling across. We went to a brew pub, 2 brew pubs, and we ended up at a major pub. We hadn't had anything to eat, so I had the entree. I had my entree at one of the brew houses, and I'm like, so what do we do? Where are we going to go to get something to eat? And I thought,
I'll in a little bit, girl.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, no, it's all good. Anyway, I'm going to just wind this up here, and I'll just wind this one up here with you, and I've got to go and do a couple of things. I've just got to bring some more things in from the car. We did our shopping yesterday, and I ended up buying a few things, like some important things like food, cat biscuits. The most important thing that we need was cat biscuits. We ran low, and I'm like, Mum, we bought these a week ago, and I'm like, we're low on cat biscuits. I've got to start cutting back on the amount of biscuits I'll give him of a morning and at night. So, all right, well, I'll leave you with it all, and we will catch up next time.
Yeah.
Just got a few things I want to get done. All right. Stay safe, guys.
You too. Bye. Talking about spices, I got a friend that went on a trip a couple of years ago, cruise trip, and they went into India. They went to what they call the spice market. And big old, I call them sacks. Some of them were sacks. Some of them were like buckets, barrels, the kind of things. And to get it over there was cheap. She brought, since her suitcase didn't go through the conveyor thing, it went on the plane, and she could take it back. Because they just scoop it up, put it in a bag, tie it, and hand it to you. Weigh it, and I guess they weigh it. I don't know how they did, but she brought some back, which was great. So, but anyway, Miss Carol, I will call you in a few minutes. I got my whatever you want to call this, pizza bread or white. It's just white cheese, a little bit of tomato paste, and my cooked sausage on it. So that's what we're going to have, because I needed to use a pizza dough up, or it probably wouldn't be good in another week or so. But my back road travels are going to, it's just things in my head, I say I'm going to do this, going to do that. Do we really do it, But no, one thing I am doing in December, I'm going to Disney. I'm not canceling that trip. I just got to find my cheap airlines. The company airlines that I was going to go with, my husband's company, they don't have anything except this thing you pay $60 for life, and they can get you tickets. Well, I looked up in case because I'm going to go to Miami. I want to do a cruise out of Miami one day, and it was $88 for the ticket. I said, I saw $88 last week when I looked at myself. I said, why am I paying $60 for them to show me what's already I can find on the internet. So I canceled it this morning. And I'm not using it. So they told me when the card comes, just throw it away. So I'll just throw the card away when it comes, shred it, because I'm not paying $60. Because 37 years and his company gave him crap nothing. He got some kind of engine part that's over here with this everybody signed. And but I don't know what the part was. I don't know what it was. Something to do with an airplane. So, but Delta gets mileage. Retirees get. They stand by, but I've been looking up and can't find anything. So I said I can find my own cheaper. But I can't get through his company. They don't have it because the company's not there anymore. But there is I don't remember the name of it, but it was $60 and I canceled it. I said, I'm not paying $60 to fly. I didn't even know that was $60 for life. Now I got probably 35 years left in me, That's a long time. But the thing is, when I can find those same prices for free, and I ain't paying it. So, anyway. Okay, everybody that's here. There's only one person left. We will see y'all on the next Adventures with Roxanne. And Carol, if you want, I can call you later if you're still here. I just want to go get my pizza and get it, or whatever you want to call it, eat and see what it tastes like. So, and I hope it's done and not overdone. All right, everyone. Y'all have a blessed day, and we're going to see you on the next adventure. Bye, everybody.